What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Breakfast with Perkins. I am, of course, your host, Perkins. Perkins with the Gherkins. This is actually really fucking hot. I should probably take this off. When I left the house, it was like, 52 degrees out? And now it's, let's see here. It's 70 degrees. So this hoodie is doing too much right now. I'll keep it on until I pass out on camera. But anyway, I'm gonna get right into it, won't shilly-shally. We're gonna get into part 2 of my life on a gaming timeline. And there was a couple things from the last episode. I think I left off at right in between Xbox and Xbox 360. There's a couple things I wanted to touch on before I went on from there. First off, Xbox for me personally was my first foray into online gaming. The first game I ever played would have been Call of Duty 2, which was amazing. And I think to me, I stopped playing Call of Duty games. Right when some kid gravity spiked me and then teabagged me and told me he fucked my mom, that was when I stopped playing Call of Duty. Running up walls and shit, I was like, I'm done with this shit. So it's been a while since I've played. Me personally, I've always been into older war games. So that Call of Duty 2 was great. I think Call of Duty 2 was World War II. And what the fuck is that? And yeah, so I absolutely love that game. That was my first foray into it and hit the ground running ever since with that. And then of course on Xbox, we can't forget Halo 2. Literally like one of the most defining multiplayer games of all time, as everyone knows. You know, I got some papers here with random shit right now because I didn't want to forget stuff. So, but that was pretty much it for Xbox. One thing I remember, actually I won't even go and remember because Xbox was last week. So we're going to start on Xbox 360 right now and I'll go into it. Now, I didn't get an Xbox 360 at launch. A friend of mine, shout out to Spec, a friend of mine let me borrow his. And the very first memory I have of an Xbox 360 would have been Test Drive Unlimited. For those that don't know, Test Drive Unlimited was an open world game, a pretty ambitious game in scale for the time. I think it took place in Hawaii, and it was one of those games. It was really cool in that no other game really had this that I can remember, but when you wanted to buy different cars, you would go to the different dealerships on the island. So say you wanted a Nissan Skyline, you'd go to the Nissan dealership, and then they had different tunes you could do, like an S-tune, R-tune, Z-tune, whatever the fuck it is. You could do that, or you could test drive cars, which was really cool. And yeah, it took place in the island of Hawaii. I forget what island it was, but that thing was huge. I think actually, if you were to drive the entire circumference of the map, it took like an hour or something like that, or 45 minutes. It was a huge map, but it was a really cool game. I had a great time with that one. But the 360, I feel like the 360 and whatever the counterpart was the PlayStation, it would have been the PS3, I'm assuming. Yeah. To me, I think that was the best era in gaming, hands down. Because that generation of gaming brought us some of the started off some of the best titles or gave us some really good sequels. I wrote some lists, a list. Of some of the notable games that were in that era, whether it be sequels that were notable or the start of notable games. So I'm all over the place today. Okay, I'm going to run through it real quick here. We had Call of Duty 2. Now, Call of Duty 2 did come out on the Xbox, but Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2, Modern Black Ops, and Black Ops 2. That entire run of Call of Duty games, supreme. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That run from then to then, from 2 to Black Ops 2, today's Call of Duties aren't touching that. I'll die on that hill, no problem. Let's press forward. You had BioShock, and then what came after? You had Fallout 3, which was phenomenal, and then I'm pretty sure New Vegas was also in that as well. And 360. You had the Tom Clancy games, Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, phenomenal. Mass Effect, one of the Andromeda, we'll sweep that under the rug, but Mass Effect 1 and 2, and I believe 3, maybe not 3, but I know Mass Effect started. Red Dead Redemption. I don't think I'm alone in saying this, but we all know Red Dead 2 is one of the best games of all time. Only a fucking idiot would go, oh, I couldn't get past the fucking prologue or whatever the fuck. The intro, shut the fuck up, all right? You fast-paced fuck. Red Dead 2 is one of the best games of all time, and of course you couldn't have Red Dead 2 without Red Dead 1, which is a phenomenal game. You had Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, and Skyrim. Phenomenal. Let's see here. The beginning of Forza Horizon. Now I know there's some weirdness with Forza Horizon and it's arcadey. You know, as far as open world games go with cars, Forza Horizon, Test Drive Unlimited walked so Forza Horizon could run. That's kind of where I'm at there. You had Saints Row, which we all know Saints Row shit the bed as of recent. I think that new Saints Row reboot did so fucking poor that the studio that made it just like bankrupted them, which is very sad because Saints Row 1 and 2, phenomenal. They were right on par with, if you wanted something just a little goofier, not as serious as Grand Theft Auto, you went the Saints Row route. And then Saints Row 3 was crazy. And if I remember, there was 4 as well. I forget which one it was the aliens took over. I don't remember what it was. But Saints Row, that first round of Saints Row, minus the reboot, was top shelf. You had the Assassin's Creed run, which... Do we need to say anything? Which I'm hoping this new Assassin's Creed Shadows, it comes out in like a week from recording. It comes out, I want to say like a week and a half. It comes out with the 20th and today's the what? Today's the 13th, so it comes out in a week from today. I hope, absolutely hope that game does well. Because let's be honest, Ubisoft in their prime, absolute powerhouse. You had all the Tom Clancy games, Splinter Cell alone. Why don't they give us a reboot of Splinter Cell? I don't get that. Just give us what we want. You guys, when it came to stealth, there was 2 games. Well, there was Splinter Cell and then Metal Gear, but then Splinter Cell kind of went by the wayside and then Assassin's Creed came in. Ubisoft kind of had a monopoly on stealth. Again, there was Metal Gear, yes, but I'm talking on a grand scale. And they've just fucked it. I don't know what's going on. It's very irritating, but Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed was good. You had the Batman, Arkham Asylum, and I believe Arkham City was on there. And then GTA 4 and GTA 5, which is crazy to think that those games are so old that they came out on a console 2 generations ago. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that generation, like I said, that generation, hands down, the best generation of gaming. That was when game devs weren't afraid to take risks. They weren't afraid to try new IPs. They weren't afraid to do stuff. But back then there wasn't this desire to want to bend to the will of being PC and this inclusion and this all. There was none of that back then. This was only like a decade and a half ago. It's crazy how things have kind of come around. Not come around, but have turned out. So. And also on the 360, what was really cool was they had downloadable demos. I talked about in the last week's episode of the demo discs, which I put that clip on TikTok. Did really fucking well. I think it's at like 30-some thousand views. The Breakfast with Perkins TikTok. Go follow it if you haven't. I post clips of the show, short form clips of the show on there. Just kind of get people, more into the show and stuff like that. Versus the long form content. But yeah, I put that on there and apparently sparked nostalgia in a shit ton of people, which I love. That's great. So the playable demos was great. And of course we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the Red Ring of Death. That was a very unfortunate thing, which is nuts. I believe the Red Ring of Death, for those that don't know, that never owned an Xbox or just were living under a rock, the Red Ring of Death, I believe, was like a soldering inefficiency or defection where there was a wire inside that would come unsoldered from something, and then it would red ring, effectively brick your Xbox 360 console. And I think the rate was, it was like in the late 50s, early 60s in terms of percentages. Higher 50s, lower 60s. It's not a year, yeah. Which is insane. That's crazy. That's like saying Toyota releasing a thing saying yeah, 55 to 65% of our cars will blow up. You're like, I'm not buying that fucking car. What are you, out of your mind? So yeah, the rate at which the Xboxes were fucking up was insanely high. But Microsoft did remedy it. I'm sure that was complete hell for them to get around and do all that. I remember I went through 9 Xbox 360s during that whole Red Ring period. What I heard, I don't know if this is true, what I was hearing though was, they were supposed to be sending new Xboxes. What I was told, or what I read rather, what they were doing was they were just taking refurb Xboxes and then just sending them willy-nilly. So I would have got an Xbox that would have been previously Red Ring from someone else, and they send it to me, then the solder problem happens again, and then it's Red Ring, then I send it off, they fix it, send that one to someone else, send me one. And I remember one Christmas, there's nothing better than a pissed off mom, because she will do whatever the fuck she needs to do to make her kid, son, daughter, whoever happy. I remember one year my mom, she had gotten me a shit ton of games for Christmas and birthday. My birthday's December 24th. Birthday, obviously Christmas, which people seem to think, oh, you got shafted, you didn't get, on the contrary, my mom knew that my son's getting the shaft with these days being so close, so she would overcompensate for my birthday and Christmas, which was phenomenal. You guys hear me talk a lot about my mom on this show. I love my mom to death. That is the dopest woman walking the face of the earth. I absolutely love that woman. As you should, that's your fucking mom. But yeah, my mom, I love that woman. And nothing but great memories with her. So yeah, you'll hear me talk a lot about her on here. But anyway, I digress. One time she had called she had called Xbox, Microsoft, and UPS, got them both on three-way call. I think it was it might have been like my 8th, because I got like 9 of them. It might have been my 8th or my 7th one. Xbox had Red Ringed on like December 18th. And I was like, oh, Mom, my Xbox is... And she was no stranger to this, because she was the one taking me to UPS to haul it off. So like 18th or 19th, the Xbox Red Rings, all this stuff. And she's like, oh, no fucking way. So she calls up Microsoft and UPS, gets them on a three-way call, does her little Shelly Perkins magic, which looks something like, I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. My son is going to have a brand new Xbox at the front door by his birthday. I don't know who's gotta do what, who's gotta talk to who, but I know he will have one by his birthday. Sure shit, brand new Xbox, not refurbished, not brand new fucking Xbox in the box at my doorstep on the 23rd of December. Mama didn't play, so that was a good Christmas. But yeah, it was awesome. I forget what I got I know the orange box was one of them. Was one of the games. God, I can't remember the games. I remember she had them underneath her bed, because you hide the presents, you want your kid to see. So she'd go out and finish like Christmas shopping or whatever, and I'd look under the bed and see that. Yeah, the 360, that was a time. That was a time. Again, like I said, I think that was the best time in gaming for me personally. And then after that would have been, I owned a PlayStation 3 very, very briefly. And when I say briefly, I mean like a month. I had a PlayStation 3 and ended up selling it to, I think she's my cousin. She's related to me somehow. I don't know what the relation is. Maybe 3rd cousin, 8th cousin, fuck knows. Because they wanted something, and I was like, I think I got it to play Uncharted and Heavy Rain, I think. And I played those, beat them, and then I was like, I have zero desire to be back on this thing. So I think I cut her a hellaciously good deal on that thing, and then she took that. So then after the Xbox 360 would have been the Xbox One. Now, this is kind of where I draw, like when something bad happens to you, and your brain will subconsciously lock it out. It's kind of, gaming was in a shit period between 360 and essentially present day. I feel like from 360 to present day, it's kind of after 360. So Xbox One to Series X present day today is kind of like a lot of half-baked games, not a whole lot of new stuff. I do remember the Xbox One. I don't remember anything standing out in terms of games. Fallout 4, I think, was one of them. That was the first console I ever played any of the Hitman games, which Hitman is such an underrated series, and I don't know why, because it's an absolute sandbox to do whatever the fuck you want to do, kill people how you want to kill them, set up assassinations a certain way. You know, what do they call it? There's a term that they call it. There's a name for it when you blend in with the people or the surroundings to something camouflage or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hitman is one of the most underrated game series of all time, and I wish more people. I don't know if people find it challenging or too hard. Because I remember when I was playing on the Xbox, every achievement I was getting had a diamond next to it, which for those who don't know, anything with a diamond achievement is 10% of gamers or less have gotten that, which means people aren't really playing it or they're giving up. I found it so awesome to replay these levels. To me, it felt like a demo disc because I was replaying these levels so much. And obviously with more experience you get, you unlock certain things. So maybe you unlock a certain key, you know, an RFID chip that unlocks certain rooms that you didn't have before. So now certain ways of completing the level are now open to you that weren't before. Or maybe it's an explosive duck that you could set down in a tub and someone will take a bath and it'll kill them that you didn't have before. So now the way you can go back and do certain things. The games I remember, again, the most from the Xbox One generation would have been Hitman, Fallout 4. Of course, I bought Skyrim again for that generation. GTA again for that generation. But I don't remember anything standing out, really, as far as that one. And the same with the Series X. I got my Series X right over there. And I don't feel like anything... I don't know. I can't think of anything that really stands out to me. A lot of sequels. We've had a lot of Assassin's Creed sequels. We've had a lot of Call of Duty sequels. Assassin's Creed sequels, I will say that run, the new Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla, I liked them. I dug them. But they'll never compare to that first set of Assassin's Creeds. And I will say, hands down, besides the Ezio trilogy, because that's goated, we all know that, I will say Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed game, bar none. I will fight. I will fight somebody with that. Black Flag was phenomenal. I would even put it up there with the Ezio trilogy. Black Flag on its own, phenomenal. Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. Shout out to Spencer. I work with a kid named Spencer, and if you ask him about stuff that like irritates him or whatever, he'll go, I can't even talk about it. It makes me so fucking upset. I'll have to put a clip of Spencer in one of these videos so you guys know who I'm talking about, so you can put a face to the name. So that's Series X. And yeah, again, like I said, I can't think of anything. I'm sure I'll think of something once I edit this video, but yeah, gaming, kind of, I don't know. Now, present day, the most latest and greatest would be PC gaming. Now, PC gaming for me, I'm new to it. And actually, I can tell you exactly, it was a year ago this month because, let's see, I built the PC. I think it was like March 9th or March 8th or something like that. And today's March 13th. So just a little over a year to the date. So I built my first PC. That's the best thing I've ever done. It's right. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right down there. You can't see it. It's right down there. Real fun. When I initially started building the PC, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to make YouTube videos and I wanted to be able to edit them in 4K and I wanted to edit photos and I wanted to game. So I was like, what, you know, at first I was like, what can I build for $1,000? So $1,000, you know, yeah. And then I'm looking and it's like, yeah, if you want to edit 4K, you're gonna need something beefy. I figured you would need something more beefier for games than you would video editing. Apparently I was sadly mistaken. So what turned out to be like, let me spend $1,000 is now, I think I'm right around $3,000 for that setup. It's a 4080 Super, 13900K. It's got what, 5 terabytes of memory, 64 gig RAM. It's a beast. I absolutely love it. The cool thing about it, I guess, is since I started off, you know, pretty good build, I guess I'm good for a while. So who knows? I did want to get if I could have found a 5090 for MSRP, I was going to snag it. I don't need a 5090. There's no fucking point. I don't need that. No one needs that. But it just would have been fun to have. I don't know. So I guess really the only thing you can do higher than like a 3080, 4080, 5080 would be 5090, 4090, or 3090. So I could try to find like a 4090, but I don't need it. But yeah, this computer is a beast. Absolutely love it. When I first got it, I didn't understand. Anytime I'd edit 4K, it would sound like a fucking, I don't even know. It was loud as fuck. I was like, surely that's not right. But apparently when I went to go export the video settings, I didn't have the GPU helping it. It was just all CPU. So I'd go to edit a video like this one right here. Temperatures would read like 90, 95, 100, 105. And I was like, yo, there's no way that can be right. And then helped the GPU with it. Now it doesn't even, I mean, it's a breeze. It's a joy. It really is a joy to be able to just throw whatever I want at it and it just does what it needs to do. As far as gaming goes, it has completely changed my mind on gaming. Before the PC, gaming to me was kind of in a stale state. I would play the same games over and over again, but nothing really like, let me see, And building the PC, not only could I play what I've been playing, but modded, but now I could also play shit on the PlayStation that I never got to before. I could never play Spider-Man. I could never play Final Fantasy. I could never play God of War. Those are things that I can now play on here. I have a couple emulators on here. I have a PlayStation 2 emulator and an Xbox 360 emulator on here. So now I can not only play whatever I want current day, but then if there's something that I want to go play, from my childhood, I can do that on here too. That's no problem. Not to mention the mods, obviously, because yeah, Xbox, you have mods for thought on Xbox and stuff like that, but there's certain mods that you just can't do. Because you would need what am I looking for? Not the launcher. Fuck, I can't think of it. I'm drawing a blank right now, but there's a certain way you need to launch the game that you can't do on a console that you have to do on a PC, as far as I know. I'm still new to all this, so maybe I don't know. But certain plugins and stuff. So the modding keeps the games just insane. And then one thing about Steam, the client in which you would download games from, for those that don't know, they have so many sales. I don't think I've ever paid full price for a game. My library's huge. I don't think I've ever paid full price for a game since owning this PC. Actually, I just bought, what did I just buy? Riders Republic. I've been wanting to play it, I'm like, not at a full price, and we ain't gonna do that. And it was on sale for like $7. That's fucking insane. Now, yes, I know consoles have sales too, but Steam, it'll be like random games that just came out, random shit. Oh, half off for the next 5 days. You're like, God damn, okay, fair enough. And so we're currently here, present day, with gaming. I'm really excited to be a part of the PC community. I'm gonna do a video on what I've learned about being a PC gamer in the community after a year of being one. Because there's a lot of weird, subtle nuances and stuff like that I wasn't privy to being a console gamer. Some good, some bad, some, whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that. I think I'm gonna do a food challenge here. Not challenge, but a reacts thing. I just got Taiwan, and that one's gonna be an interesting one because it looks like it's all just bizarre, weird shit. So that'll be a good time. But I'm gonna land the plane there. I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Put your comments down there about gaming, what you feel, how you feel, what are some games you grew up with, all that good stuff. But I will land the plane there. I appreciate you guys. Peace.